Hi, welcome to Bhavyas Arts. So today we'll be going to drawing, pencil drawing and shading. In this we'll learn about how to use different types of pencils for getting different types of color shading. So this is the reference image which you can see on your screen. This is the reference image, the Rubik's Cube. And this Rubik's Cube will be studying different colors and light and shadow effects. So, though it might be blue color, when light touches blue, how it will become? When light is in mid value, how it will become? So, that is the concept which we are going to learn today. For that, I am using materials. We have already shared material list in our class group. So, this is the material list. 150 GSM or 140 GSM, can use any type of paper. 100 GSM, okay? You can use any type of paper or a drawing book. Pencils, I will be using different number pencils, HB to 10B pencils. So this is the normal pencil, okay? And I will be using like this HB to 10B pencils, HB, 4B, 6B. Now my voice is clear. Oh. So from HP to 10B pencils we'll be using. Okay. So each pencil will carry each different uh, consistency, shading consistency. Okay. So and also for blending, I am going to use 30 lots. Okay. If you do that, this is called 30 lot. So if you want to use normal blending step, you can use. Okay, if you don't have blending step, you can simply roll one paper like this. Okay, and you can use for blending purpose. Okay. For scale, I'll be using 30 centimeter scale, or you can use 15 centimeter scale. Any scale you can use. So now we will start the class. First, we'll understand the perspective. Okay. So to draw this particular Rubik's cube, I'll be using 2-point perspective. Okay. So 2-point perspective means there will be a horizon line or eye level line. On the line there will be 2 points, two vanishing points. Beyond that points, the vision of our eyes will be not clear. Okay. So we will see the below to the horizon point, horizon line with two vanishing points. Now I will draw line here at the top. I have taken, I have stick the paper in horizontal direction on all four sides with sellotape. If you don't have sellotape, use masking tape. If you don't have masking tape, use sellotape. Okay. If you are using book, not needed. Okay. So this is the scale. You need to put like this. Draw line. Draw one horizontal line. I am drawing little dark on your paper. Make it light. Okay. So this lines we will erase. So it should not leave the impression. So if it leaves the impression after, like output will be different. Okay. So now this is called origin line. On this origin line, we'll put two vanishing point. One will be on right side. This is VP2 and this is VP1. Okay. And then middle line. This is the vertical or axis line we call. Okay. This is the axis line and this point is called intersection point. That is called IP. IP means intersection point where all these points will get intersected. Okay. So now we'll start by drawing few lines. Like this. These lines are now you need to make very light. It should be visible to your eyes. Okay. And don't make it dark. Like this. Okay. So try. Just making little more dark, but on your papers make it light. Okay. Approximately you can take this 2 points. So draw it a little. Okay. Can we move to the next step? This is an interactive session where you can ask questions related to today's topic. Okay. And also, if I am asking you, can we move to the next step? You can just type yes so that I'll get to know that you are following the path. Okay. Okay. So for in the perspectives, in the dimensional perspectives, okay, it starts from 0 dimensions and till 3 dimensions. Okay. Beyond 3 dimensions, we can imagine, but we cannot stay in that dimension. Okay. So as of now, as an artist in the universe, they exist in 3 dimensions. Even as a human beings, we pursue things in 3D perspective only. Okay, in that we are doing in a 2D way. Okay. Now draw few more lines. This. From VP1 also you need to draw the lines. See this middle line, which is intersection pointed line. where all points should be intersected. Okay, it should not move from that axis line or Y line. Like this, I'll make little more dark lines. Okay, same lines I'm making darker lines. But on your paper, make sure it should be light. Right? As I said, they existed from zero dimensions. Okay. So in the zero dimensions, how humans will perceive the things means in the form of points. There won't be any shape, there won't be any line existed. Okay. There will be simply points. If you want to see any living thing or non-living thing in zero dimension, one dimension, the perspective will be changing. It will change into lines. In one dimension, there will be lines. So that only we can make square. Okay. In lines, how it will flow? Lines will flow in right side to left side, top to bottom. Okay. It also doesn't have any, it also doesn't have any uh, shapes. Okay. So just on rough paper, I'll be showing what is zero dimension, what is one dimension. Zero dimension, the things will perceive in the form of dots like this. Some dots. Okay. We don't have exact shapes and all. Even line also doesn't exist in this zero dimension. Okay. In one dimension, what happens? Lines started existing like this. Lines will form like this. These lines can move. Here, movement will also be there, but it will move like left to right or top to bottom. It also doesn't have any shape formation. Okay? And when it forms like this, see, horizontal line. Okay? There will be vertical lines like this. Now, in two dimension, we can see the formation of a circle and formation of square, formation of rectangle. All geometrical shape will start from two-dimensional point. Okay, in three dimension, we start seeing or perceiving objects in the form of 3D way. Like, for example, if it is a square, you can see it as a cube, like this. Okay, or triangle like this, like a pyramid shape. Okay, so like this, the existence or perspective started. 4D to 7D, artist said it is existed but not yet proved or not yet solved this dimension. So till 3D only we can able to perceive. 4D and all there is it is still imaginative world. Okay. So now we are doing in a perspective. Understood? Say here clear. Type yes if you have understood. Okay. Now I hope you have drawn this lines. Okay. Now we'll start drawing box. First, with the help of these lines, we will draw box. We'll see the size, how much size we need. That we'll see and we'll draw like this. With the help of projecting lines, we need to draw the box shape. Okay. Yes. Draw it like this, which I have shown now. Okay. Everyone, have you drawn this one? Type yes in the chat if you have completed drawing this part. Step 2. Yes? Oh. Can we move to the next step? Okay. Can we move to the next step? Okay. Now take 15 centimeter scale. Okay. And then you just draw vertical lines like this. Like this. Draw it. You need to draw the vertical line. See, don't rub the scale on the paper. Don't drag the scale on the paper. If you drag means the graphite powders will start spreading completely. So whenever you draw any line, you just put like this and lift the scale. Okay? Yes. Drawing completed. Done. Type yes if you have completed. Yes. Now you need to draw one slant line with the help of this point. You need to put your scale till the point touches. Okay? Here, like that. That is the point. If you are using A3 size paper, use this type of scale, big scale. Then only you can easily draw the lines like this. Okay? So draw it. Done. Now you need to draw next step. The next step will be drawing one horizontal line, sorry, slant line like this. Is join. So I'll erase this projected line so that you will understand what I did. Just we are taking the help of projected lines and we are making the drawing. Okay. Projected lines are not needed once the drawing is completed. Like okay. Drawing. Okay. Completed. Now I need to take scale again. Draw vertical lines. And here I will be using long scale that I'll get lines properly. Always draw vertical lines in the form of standing line only. Don't draw it slanted way. Okay. This is the line. This side you draw. Side I am erasing the projector line. Draw. Till here, anyone is having question? Is everything clear? If you have any questions about the topic, today's topic, you can ask. Related questions you can ask so that we'll discuss. Okay. Now, draw. Okay. Now, draw one more line. This draw lines. Okay. If drawing it little dark so that you can see. On your papers, it should be light. Again, I'm telling. Okay. Don't draw dark because if you draw dark, what it happens when you erase, no? At that time, that impression will be there. Okay, that impression won't go even after erasing. Okay, so if that impression doesn't go while shading, no, while shading, at that time there on that impression it will look white lines. Okay, so shading won't be happen properly. So make it very light and smooth lines. Okay, don't put too much pressure. Now I'll just take this line's help here. See the screen. Okay, see the screen. Need to draw one like this on the side. Right. So we are not drawing beyond the intersection line. Intersection line as we have taken as a main line and we are drawing. Okay. So all lines should connect at the intersection line. Okay. This IP line. Now for this, and even intersection line will give us the consistency of the vertical line. Okay. We'll draw like this. These lines and all I'll erase. You should also erase. Erase it properly so that it won't be visible. Okay. If you have any brush, any dry brush, with that brush you can take out this dust. Okay. Only the thing is, it should not, that the graphite powder should not get spread on the white spaces. Okay. So I have drawn the lines very dark. So for that reason I am using brush. Now I will erase this line. Still we need to do little more lining. So for that reason you need to keep this vanishing points. Okay. Only the intersection line you can erase. Y-axis line. Y line you can erase. So do it everywhere. Till here, any questions? Any questions you have? Anyone is having any questions? You can type in the chat. You can use chat box. Only related to today's topic. Okay. Completed. If you have completed, type yes in the chat. So that I get it. Yes. Others completed. Everyone should type. Whoever attending the class. Okay. Okay. Now we will move to the next step where we'll be dividing the Rubik's Cube into blocks. Okay. So this Rubik's Cube is 3 by 3 Rubik's Cube which we are going to do. Right. So we need to divide it into 3 blocks. See. First we'll draw the imaginary lines. Okay. That means we'll be drawing very light. We'll see the consistency first and then we'll draw the other lines. Now I'll draw like this. We need to check the distance, everything. Okay. Now after dividing the upper side of the block, what you have to do is the edges, sharp edges, you make a bold type like this. and make it little dark. Now we are starting darker values, darker line. Like this. With same HB pencil I am doing. Okay. And inside also you need to draw the boxes. First observe, afterwards you can draw. Okay, like that you need to divide. Divide it. That is the step one in the darker lines. Okay. So when it is a top view, okay, that means imagine that direct light is touching in the top view direction. So if whatever the colors present on the top part, top portion of a element, that will carry the lighter effects because of the highlights. Okay. So that imagination you need to imagine. Okay. So draw it, everyone. So all corners you need to make bold like this. Make it bold. Here what we did, the Rubik's cube which we have, that Rubik's cube we took it in a 2-point perspective and we are showing a dimensional view. 2-point perspective dimensional view. Okay. So that because of that reason the lines will look in a diagonal shape. Okay. Completed. Okay. Now next take scale. Right. So all lines should be vertical only. Like this. And then what you have to do? Here also you need to make the lines curve at the bottom. Okay. And erase the projector lines here. So first layer of the blocks we have constructed, so we don't need the projector lines and vanishing lines. So I am erasing all the lines now. All line. If the graphite powder has spread on the paper, then that also should erase at this stage. So you might see the lightest impression of the lines because I said no, I have drawn the projector lines very dark. Because of that, you can see that impression. Okay, even if I am shading, you can see the lighter lines. Okay, so not a problem. Now, next, let's see. Here I'll draw one line, the intersection line. Here I'll make line. This line. Okay. And same thing, you need to make bolded edge like this. Yeah. This side is projecting outside. The big screen has turned outside. Okay. So draw this one. This one. There is also so whatever the projector lines are there, you just erase all the projector lines. Okay. Here I'll draw one more vertical line like this. Okay. Now same vertical lines you need to make. The vertical line. reduce this line. Now all the edges you need to make little bold. And here everyone draw. After that, we will move to drawing the double lines. Okay. So for each and every block, we need to make double lines. Okay. So when the double lines starts coming, the darkness of the lines will start increasing. Okay. So draw it everyone. Draw it. Completed. Okay. Now we'll start drawing the double lines. Lines only one. With the scale. Add a box inside. Inside that only we'll see the colors, right? The rest of the lines will be dark. Very small or thin double lines you need to make. Like this also. Lines should be very thin here. Okay. Because these lines will make it dark with the help of 30 lines. Okay. After drawing them, you just shade it like this. So first draw everyone. This is complete. Let me know. Draw. Once you have completed, let me know so that let me know means just type yes in the chat or completed so that we will move to the next step. Okay. Completed? Okay. Now we will use 2D pencil and using 2D pencil now. Basically we have completed. So you can take any rough paper for support. Just keep it on the element like this, drawing like this, so that the graphite powder doesn't spread on the paper. Okay. You place your hand like this and start adding the darker values. So we are using smooth hatching technique. Okay, so we are not going to use other hatchings. Smooth hatching only will use. Okay, use to be pencil. Each type of shadings and each type of darkness, I'll be changing the pencil. Okay, make sure you will be using the same pencil. If you don't have, make note of this. Okay, and practice. Afterwards, you can try. Right, ready? Do it to be pencil. Okay. Now I'm using blender. I'm this blend. So you need to blend it very lightly. Don't rub with the pen. Somewhat dirty now. Use it very lightly. So anyhow, texture of the Rubik's cube will be smooth only. Okay, so we don't need to depend upon or see the texture and okay, texture will be smooth. Okay, so we can blend it completely. wherever we did shading, that part alone you need to blend. So blend it. One piece of eraser and add little bit of the pellets. So wherever the darker values are there, what happens? There will be some shine. Okay, it won't be completely dark. It will have some shine. To show the shine, you need to add this highlights. Show that it's completely. So to this, so what happens when you use eraser for taking out the highlights? It will give a sharp stroke highlights. Okay, so few times, sometimes we need sharp strokes only, but all the time we'll be using a bolded strokes. Now this is like a sharp. It is like it is looking like wantedly something has removed or color has removed. Okay, so like that we don't need. We need a little bit bolded and natural. So just do the blending stuff, remove this graphite. So that will look like now that will look like because of the light that highlights are forming. Okay, that is the difference. Now same with the 2D pencil completed. Good. Completed. Type in the chat if you have completed. Type in the chat yes or completed like that. Okay. So now with the 2B pencil only, just sharp the pencil. Okay. Just pull this graphite powder down. Here also there are edges. Just make the this side, right side, it won't be that much dark. Okay. So you need to make sure should be less darker compared to the top view. So once you have done shading, you need to use again blending stuff and then very little bit do the graphite powder with the blending stuff. Okay. The blending stuff only is basically the graphite powder. Like this shading. So you need to hold pencil very lightly like this. Okay. And then you need to shade it. So we don't need any darker value directly. We'll be going through step by step. That means layer by layer. So the blending stuff is like this. So do it everyone. Till here anyone is having question, they can ask. Okay. Then completed. Type yes in the chat if you have completed. Okay. Now with same 2B pencil, this one also you need to make. Yeah. Always remember when you are shading in a sharper way, at that time the pencil it should be very sharp. Okay. When you are shading, you whenever you want very light values and bolded way, at that time pencil need not be sharp. Okay. Pencil. Let me help you. Blending gives you the smooth texture as I said, no? So here for this Rubik's cube, no need to get any textured way. We need smooth only, smooth texture. Okay, so that only we are using blending system. Okay, if we want any texture way, we usually don't use the blending system. Next, wait, Now we'll see the variations of the colors. Okay. So for that, first you need to observe the reference image. See this reference image. So here, if you can see the blue colors, see the blue colors, though the blue color is equal, okay. For our eyes, it look like blue color, everywhere is a blue color. But because of the light, the consistency of the blue color is changing. Okay. When this top part of the Rubik's cube, the blue part, blue colors, okay, when the light is touching directly on top of this, the color variation you can see. It became very light. Okay. When the light started reducing and this black color is reflecting to the blue color. Because of black reflection, also the color variation will be visible. Okay, there won't be same color, same blue color, it won't be applicable. Okay, so here you can see because of the black reflection, what's happening? The blue color is looking like dark, and see here at the down part you can see the darker shades. Okay, and here because of the white reflection under this blue color block there is a white color. Okay, white, what it will do? It will reflect back the light. Black, what it will do? It will absorb the light. Okay, so when light reflects back, okay, because of that reflection, this blue color is looking very light compared to all other blues. Okay, here also because of this white reflection, the blue color is looking very light. Okay, here you can see the mid value. Here you can see the highlight value. Okay, so now we will share the blue colors with different number pencil. We'll start with 2B only, but here already we have shaded darker lines. So now we don't need any pencil. We need this blending stuff only to make this color. So how to make? You just pull the graphite powder inside as a first layer. Can just shade it. Yeah, shading only blue color area of the Rubik's cube. Okay. Now this blue color should be dark. So first I'll shade with the blending stuff, then I'll take the B pencil and I'll shade like this. Second layer. Then third layer in horizontal direction. Okay. So that is blue color. Now here, because of white color, the reflection will be different. So here it should look light. So I'll use HB pencil. With the blending stuff, remove this texture. It should be smooth. Okay. Next, blue color is in back side. Yes. This should also bias to the way it should move from the other to the lighter value. It should not be evenly spread. Okay. Now this part is one more blue color. Now I am using 2D pencil. Horizontally, I need to spread the color so that we will avoid the texture there. Okay. Now you need to take eraser and remove the highlights. Take the highlights. So do it in here. Do it the blue color. Do it till here. Completed. Completed. Type yes in the chat. Now take HB pencil for the lighter values. Lighter values means what? The color which is very light and opaque. Okay. So we will see the yellow color. This is yellow color which is projected towards the light side. See here, this is also yellow color. See the difference here? Though the yellow is same, lemon yellow only, it is there. Even after that also, what happens when it is in a sideways? What happened? The light is started absorbing by darker blacks. Wherever the blacks are there, that what it is doing? It is absorbing the light. Because of it, this yellow is looking like mid yellow. Okay, so the same is happening in this side also. This is also mid yellow. And here, because of the white reflections, okay, even the black is there, to that, even to that, white is also there. Okay, black is observing, white is reflecting. Because of that, here yellow is looking like more bright compared to all yellows. Okay, so first we'll use HB pencil for the lighter value. We'll start from the down part. Okay, from here we'll start. Take HB pencil. This one yellow. Okay. One more yellow color. We are using HB for lighter value. If you have H pencils, H series pencil, in that you can use H pencil. Instead of using HB, you can use H pencil. That is yellow color. For yellow color, we use H pencil. Okay. Do it. Okay. Completed. Completed? Type yes in the chat if you have done so that we will see the next color. If you have completed, type yes in the chat. Okay. Now we will see the color. Yellow and blue we have completed. Now we'll see red color. Okay. See here, red color. Even red color is also same thing. One will be highlighted red. One is the mid red. This is also mid red. This is darker red. Okay. So this types of reds are there will do with 4B pencil. First we will do with HB. Here, take HB and do it very light here. Though it is a red color, because of the light, it should look very lightest red. Okay. Then there's blending. Even when you are blending, you should not put pressure here. If you put pressure, what happens? It will turn dark. We don't need that much dark. Right? Use 4B pencil. 4B pencil here. So it will be dark. Then you just take blending stuff, blend it in horizontal way. Now for the green color is a primary color, where green, blue are the primary colors. For that you can use two different types of pencils. One is HB or 2B. If you want to show the primary color in a high darker value, you will be using 4B pencil. Okay. So now for green color, I use 4B pencil. Where the green is there. Color. While blending, don't put too much pressure. Okay. Just put very slowly. Okay. That is green color. Next, remaining is orange. So for orange, you can use 5B pencil. 5B pencil will give the mid highlight value. 5B pencil for orange color. 1 layer clip. Finally, pencil, adding darker value because while blending, what happened? Darker value will be this regard with darker value. You make the inside the look like a straight lines or not look like borders. It should look like they were part of the element. So everyone, write your name and share it to my WhatsApp number once you have completed. Okay? Write your name properly. Mention your name in the article. You share it to my WhatsApp number. Good. If you have any questions, you can ask. Completed? Good. So till here, anyone is having questions about perspectives, about the shadow values? Okay. Completed? Type yes in the chat if you have completed. And you need to share your artwork after the session. You just share the artwork to my number. Okay. Mention your name when you are sharing your artwork. Okay. Okay then. Bye bye. Bye all.